All right, my friends, it's time for another trip down memory lane to revisit the undisputed peak of human civilization, the 2000s. If you ever asked yourself, Finn always says the 2000s were so great, but were they really? Just look at this image. We've got the J-Lo sunglasses, boot-cut whiskered mud jeans, some whale tail here, the top of a Juicy Couture tracksuit. We got a razor. If this image does not prove to you that the 2000s are the peak of human civilization, I don't know what to tell you. And today we are going to take another look at some of the best or potentially worst music of the 2000s, and we will ask ourselves, did it hold up? Was it amazing and great like Finn says, or was it actually trash? We shall see. The first song that we have is I'd Do Anything by Simple Plan from, I think this is from 2002, maybe 2003. A little bit late to the pop punk train, actually. Because remember, like Blink and New Found Glory and Sum 41, they all popped around like 98, 99. There we go. Look at this. Here's what I'm talking about. Speaking of whale tail, right here, we've got this young lady with a Simple Plan back tattoo and some whale tail. Just don't make them like that anymore. Anyway, like I was saying, Simple Plan was actually, they were the last band of the pop punk wave to pop off, because they came out in 2002, 2003, which was kind of a little bit late to the trend. But they're great. Very G-rated, very poppy. Oh, I like that. I like this move here. They'll do anything to get backstage and meet the band, even get kicked in the jimmy. It's like, all right, buddy, give it to me. I'll take it. I'll do anything for this. I love this chorus too. This band's great. If it was the 2000s, I'd be at a bus stop borrowing someone's razor to call my flake-ass friends to see if they're still meeting me at the Echo Theater to go see the Subhumans. Oof. And end up hanging by myself with the members of Naked Aggression. So you should have been at the Simple Plan show trying to get some of that whale tail. That's what you should have been doing. But you wasted your youth on real punk. Why would you do this to yourself? Listen, it's never too late to learn from your mistakes. That's all I have to say. It's never too late to learn. I always liked Simple Plan because they were like very G-rated and like nice. They didn't have any like cynical kind of edgy songs. Just like, it was like the PG-13. They didn't swear in any of their songs, I think, for like their first 3 or 4 albums. I like it. Very PG-13. Wholesome pop punk that you can bring home to meet your mom. Complete opposite of Green Day. They seem like assholes. It's kind of true. Like, I think Green Day is a great band and I respect them a lot, for all the reasons that I've talked about in videos and stuff, but they don't really seem like cool people, do they? Like, do you want Trey Cool or Mike Dirnt or Billy Joe to come to your barbecue? I don't think so. They would just complain the whole time about, I don't know, Trump or something like that. And you'd be like, bro, Trump hasn't been president for 3 years. But if you invited the boys from Simple Plan over, they'd be great. Great guests, I guarantee it. So does this song hold up? Absolutely, it does. Simple Plan is a great band. Love them. Nothing but respect. The most underrated of all the big pop punk bands, even though they sold millions of albums, but for some reason, you don't hear people talk about them the way that you hear people talk about Blink or Sum 41. I think it's a tragedy. I think Simple Plan is a great band and they deserve respect. That's what I think. Okay, next up, speaking of whale tail, we have another artifact of the early 2000s, Dirty by Christina Aguilera. Dirty with 2 R's, so it's extra dirty. Dirty. Right off the bat, you know where she's coming from. The assless chaps in the first 2 seconds of the video. Rolled out her piercings here with that shade of like pink lipstick that just makes me, if you've ever been to a gentleman's club, let's put it that way. If you've ever been to a gentleman's club, you know that a lot of the young women working at the establishment oftentimes wear that they all smell the same. They all have some sort of like, I don't know if it's like body butter or I don't know what it is, but they all smell the same. And that shade of lipstick just makes me think of the smell of those girls that tend to work at those gentlemen's clubs. That's what I think. Filthy. This was like the necessary step for her. Every former Disney star, whether it's her or Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, Miley Cyrus, Demi Lovato, they all have this phase of their career where they have to prove that they're not the squeaky clean, G-rated girl that you knew from those Disney shows. I'm nasty. I'm sexy and nasty and edgy. I think she accomplished that with this video, and then some.
Let's get dirty. I need that to get me off.
I need that to get me off. Take pole dancing classes. Yeah, this is probably around when the pole dancing thing got popular, right? Like every 36-year-old cougar whose kid is now like in elementary school, so they have a little bit more free time. You know, they start taking pole dancing classes because they're like, I'm ready to be sexy again. I'm not just a mom. I want to be a woman again. So they go take pole dancing classes at 4 p.m. at the LA Fitness down the street in the suburbs, so they can feel sexy again. Maybe Xtina lit the fuse on that. Who knows? She said, I need that to get me off. And I'm trying to, I wish that she would be a little bit more clear. First of all, I don't know what get you off means, okay? Get you off of what? Like a ladder? Are you stuck in a tree? I don't know. It could be anything, number one. Number two, what does she need to get her off of this thing? Whatever it is. It's frustrating to me, and I wish she would just, Christina, if you got something to say, just say it. Yeah, we know the female orgasm is a myth. Absolutely. Ben Shapiro made that clear to us. So, I don't know. I just feel like I'm not good with symbolism, okay? Just tell us what you want to say. Oh, look at this. God, this is a little awkward here. First of all, that was the sloppiest fucking hook I've ever seen. The thrusting here. Oh, I managed to pause it at just the right place. The upskirt thrusting. I just wish that she would have stayed, old school Christina. A nice, wholesome get-together with her friends at the loft, settling their differences with a dance-off. What was wrong with that? No assless leather chaps, just this sensible studded leather jacket, with a crop top from the Gap. What was wrong with this? Why did you have to go dirty, Christina? Why? I say, I'm not on board. Does dirty hold up? I don't think it does. I'm not on board with it. The wholesome phase never lasts. It's true. Never lasts. Okay. Next up, we have Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. I don't remember if this was their breakthrough song or not. I don't think it was. The Lego video was their breakthrough song, I think, right? But this is their biggest song. I think this was off their second album. I don't remember. Fell in Love with a Girl. Yeah, that's their breakthrough song. The song was everywhere. It sure was. This whole genre of music, all the 2000s garage rock revival got so commercialized so quickly. It's crazy seeing people sing this melody at once at sports arenas. Yeah, this stuff got so commercialized so quickly, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just weird because this was supposed to be this gritty, in-your-face, underground kind of thing, or this isn't that phony, polished corporate rock. This is in-your-face, raw, garage rock. They don't care what you think. But then, it's instantly in car commercials and, yeah, at hockey games. Apple was using this stuff in the iPod commercials and stuff. I have never seen a genre of music get commercialized and corporatized this quickly. Just overnight. And hey, listen, as our girl Ruby Rose says, get the money, sis. I'll never fault anybody for getting the bag. But man, it was just weird. From the Queen of England to the hounds of hell. My favorite thing about the White Stripes was when Jack White and Meg White, who used to be married, at the beginning, the rumor was that they were brother and sister, and they would do all this kind of weird, slightly sexual stuff, stand a little bit too close together in promo shoots, with his arm around her in a way that if you thought they were actually brother and sister, you're ew, what are they doing? I appreciated that about them. That was a cool move. Make everyone creeped out. I like that. It's really, these days, all the adult films, it's all, step brother this, step sister that. Really, they were just ahead of the time. I gotta say, though, I do not get into this band at all. Are there any other good White Stripes songs? Well, that would imply that this song is good, which I can't say that it is good, but I agree with this. I will fight anyone who doesn't like Meg's drumming. It makes their music better. I agree with that. Like, I mean, she's not technically like a, brilliant drummer, but like her shit sounds good for the songs. Like, I think it's played out. Talking shit on her drumming, it misses the point. She played exactly the right thing for the song, and that's what matters. Did anyone simp for Meg? Oh yeah, absolutely. Lots of like down bad indie rock dudes simped for Meg White. So my opinion is that the White Stripes and sort of all this garage rock stuff in general, not for me. But I'm a confirmed indie rock disliker. So I feel like I'm not really the target audience for it. But in my opinion, as the guy wearing the Affliction shirt, does the guy in the Affliction shirt like the White Stripes? No, I don't like the White Stripes. So my opinion is that it does not hold up, but who knows? What do I know? What do I know? I'm just the guy in the Affliction shirt. What do I know about anything? Next up, back when they still made real music, we've got Back Then by Mike Jones. Respect to this man for sleeping in a do-rag. I feel like, you see these influencer girls that'll make some YouTube video where they wake up like in a full face of makeup. And you're like, oh, come on, girl. You don't sleep in a full face of makeup. But maybe they do. Maybe that's how committed they are to being a baddie. I feel like sleeping in a do-rag is the rapper version of that. Maybe Mike Jones is so committed to being Mike Jones that he does indeed sleep in a do-rag. Who knows? The do-rag you got at Chevron. Yes. When I lived in Cincinnati, they would sell do-rags and tall tees. Right around the time this song came out, they would sell do-rags and tall tees at the gas station, like 10 for $5. Back then, they didn't want him. This aesthetic is everything, man. I am so nostalgic. I'm ready for this to come back. Like the mid-2000s hoodwear look, the tall tees, with a do-rag and a fitted hat. I'm ready for this to come back. This look right here, look at that. You can never tell. Are those shorts? Are they pants? Does it matter? You don't know. It's like Schrodinger's pants. You don't know if they're pants or shorts, and it doesn't matter. With the like 4X tall tee that you wear once and then throw away. This aesthetic is everything. It's time for this to come back. And we got to remember, this was the magical era in which deathcore bands dressed like this too. And I non-ironically love this song. Remember when baddies looked like this? Her J-Lo tracksuit here with one leg pulled up, wearing heels at the bus stop. She's like, man, I wish Mike Jones would roll by and catcall me. I love this song though. I love this beat. So, the number there. Everyone remembers the number 281-330-8004. Sometimes I like to give people that number, if I have to write my phone number down for some telemarketer bullshit or whatever. When my wife gave birth, there was a sign on the wall where the doctor was supposed to write their name and pager number, and they forgot to do it. So she took the marker out when they left the room and wrote Dr. Bofa. And for the pager number, she wrote 281-330-004. And I said, this is why I married you. This is why I chose to have a family with you. I sincerely think that Swishahouse was awesome and underrated. Houston rap to this day is some of my favorite stuff. Legitimately, all joking aside, I legitimately think this song is great. Paul Wall was great. This era of Houston rap was awesome. I still think these beats sound great. Time to bring this back. Does this song hold up? Hell yes, it does. You play this song in any club now, people will still love it. You can play it anywhere. Everybody loves this song. If you don't like this song, we can't be friends. Those are the rules. I love it. Yes, it holds up. Okay, the last song that we will talk about in this edition of Songs That Did or Didn't Hold Up is Get the Party Started by my girl Pink. And you know that she's about to get the party started 2000 style because she's got her giant ass gold hoop earrings with a leather hat. And you remember back then with these tops, they would have those clear plastic the clear plastic straps. You remember that? I've never worn one, obviously, but it seems like that would be really uncomfortable and hot. It feels like those plastic straps would dig into your shoulders. I don't know. All I know is I'm a fan of Pink. I would definitely invite Pink to the barbecue. What is this fit, by the way? Who is this person? Very interesting look here. She looks like NASCAR Aloe, doesn't she? She's got the spiky hair, the studded belt, and like this tight shirt. NASCAR Aloe showing up at Pink's house. The Rick and Morty hair, yes. This feels like a commercial for like some like cheap, I don't know, Revlon like hair dryer or something like that, doesn't it? Like, you know, back then, if a girl had a bathroom that looked like this, you know, with the animal print and, you know, this like little treasure box full of shit. If a girl had a bathroom like this back then, you know, she fucks. That's the sign of like, hey, can I use your bathroom? And you go in there and you see this laying out and you're like, oh, it's going down. Because that animal print was just, I don't know. It's like the Universal 2000 sign that it's game on. But you knew she had dudes rolling through her apartment. That's true. That's true. But hey, that's all right. Listen, nobody ever said you had to be the only one in line. You just want your turn. That's all.
Get this party started on a Saturday night.
Yeah, the price to play the game. That's all.
For me to ride.
Oh, look at that. Wow. This is what made the 2000s great, people. People really left the house like this and thought it was okay. It was a fever dream. That's right. Animal prints signal being primal. Science backs up your fucks theory. It's true. It's science, people. It's science. Look at this. Oh, quite a look. Interesting. I don't know if I could handle this. It's like there's a certain level where, like, if you're trying to smash, you'll put up with a certain level of ridiculousness, right? Of like bad outfits and just being cringe. But there's a certain level of cringe behavior at which no matter how hard you want to smash, you're like, I think I'm out. And I feel like with this look, she may have crossed that line. But I say this as the guy wearing the Affliction shirt. So what do I know? Oh, man. Another open for business / warning sign. Seat covers like this. I feel like there's probably still girls that have these seat covers, you know, in their Chevy Cobalt or Oldsmobile Alero. I would say, you know, the animal print seat covers are like sort of level 1 of the yes, she fucks, but it might not be worth it sort of hierarchy. Level 2 would be the like cherries, right? Like the ones with cherries or like Betty Boop on them or something like that. Level 3 is the Disney ones. If she's like 32 years old and has like Little Mermaid seat covers in her Oldsmobile Alero, you gotta bail. No matter how desperate you are, no matter how down bad you are, it's not worth it. Bonus points though, if she has McDonald's trash all over the floor. That's the sign. I feel like that's like, you know, if you're just about to gorge yourself on a bunch of like shitty gas station pizza and you're like, man, I know I'm gonna feel like shit in the morning after I eat all this, but it's gonna be so delicious that I'm willing to do this anyway. I feel like fast food trash on the floor of the car is sort of the ultimate signal there. It's like, I'm going to have to pay the price for this, but I think it's going to be worth it.
Pumping up the volume, breaking down to the beat. Cruising through the west side, we'll be checking the scene. Pull up to the bumper, get out of the
A payphone. I feel like we need to bring back payphones just to make people feel like the world is right again. When was the last time you even saw a payphone, let alone used a payphone? 10, 15, 20 years ago? I feel like just seeing a payphone is almost like it's comforting because you're like, ah, yes, a sign of the past, a sign of the before world, before everything went crazy, before this world went topsy-turvy, turned upside down, back when the world made sense. I feel like I want to get payphones and put them on my house just to make me feel better. Anyway, does this song hold up? Absolutely. Do I want to be friends with Pink and her husband, Carrie Hart? Absolutely. They are invited to the party anytime, to the barbecue. They can come over anytime. Even though I've never met either one of them, I consider us friends. So Carrie, Pink, you're welcome to come over anytime. And as far as I'm concerned, Pink's entire catalog holds up. That's what I think. And that does it for this edition of 2000 Songs That Didn't Hold Up, or maybe they did. Join us next time for another walk down memory lane and a reminder of why the 2000s were the peak of human civilization. What do I know? I'm just the guy in the affliction shirt.